Okay, back at it again. I'm excited. What does that mean? Back at it again? Well, I already did this lesson once. We're doing it again. We're doing it live. All right, we're doing it live. So we're going over editing 101 today, the basic principles that you'll need to be successful as an editor. But before we can actually get hands-on and start diving into the technical aspects of Adobe Premiere Pro and things like that, we need to understand what editing is at its core. What is editing? Who is editing? Where is editing? Just got weird. All right, here we go. The first thing you need to know is linkage. And this is the concept that an editor can place two objects together on a timeline, and when the shots are put together, they have a completely new relationship or emotion. Think about that. You have the power to take two things that are completely different. Could have been shot completely differently, different times, but when you put them together, it forms a new relationship or emotion. Very interesting. Think of it this way. Who here has ever seen the show 2.5 Men? I'll give you time to answer. Go ahead. I have. Oh, Jimmy, you've seen it? All right. Yeah. So I personally like the one with Charlie Sheen better. Charlie Sheen was a better actor to me anyway. I don't really like Ashton Kutcher that much. But, I get it. Charlie Sheen and the drugs and the... Don't do drugs, kids. All right. Anyway, linkage. The opening shot of every single 2.5 Men, what is it? That's right, Susan. It's a plane flying over the beach, and we see the condos. What's the second shot? Seth, go ahead. Yes, that's it. Yeah. So the second shot is always inside the condo. But what if I told you the first shot is actually a plane flying over the beach of California and we see the condos? The second shot inside the condo is, in fact, shot in New York. What? That's right. So we take those two completely different shots, different locations, shot completely different times, but when we put them together, the audience automatically forms that relationship that these are connected. They are inside the house that we see from the beach. And that's linkage. Now, there is a filmmaker, one of the greatest filmmakers that ever lived, the master of horror, the master of cinema, Alfred Hitchcock. He explains things perfectly. Mama always said, don't fix it unless it broke. She never said that. I just made that up. I don't know. Here, take a look at what he said.
Now, the third way is what one might call pure cinematics, the assembly of film, and how it can be changed to create a different idea. Now, we have a close-up. Let me show what he sees. Let's assume he saw a woman holding a baby in her arms. Now we cut back to his reaction to what he sees. And he smiles. Now what is he as a character? He's a kindly man. He's sympathetic. Now, let's take the middle piece of film away, the woman with the child, but leave his two pieces of film as they were. Now we'll put in a piece of film of a girl in a bikini. He looks, girl in a bikini, he smiles. What is he now? The dirty old man. He's no longer the benign gentleman who loves babies. That's the difference. That's what film can do for you.
Or you for it, as it were.
He's a dirty old man. I just love that we slowly zoom in on his face at the end of this. So that's Alfred Hitchcock, but you can see the linkage. We kept one of the shots the complete same. We just removed the middle piece, and we formed new relationships or ideas or emotions based on combining these two pieces together. And that's Hitchcock. Fun fact about Hitchcock, he was known as this master of horror, right? He had the he did Psycho, Rope, Birds. I doubt any of you have ever seen any of those, but he did those movies, and it was, at that time it was like horrifying. He was the master of horror. But for interviews, whenever he was being interviewed, he always had to have the camera slightly above his eyes. Now, why would they do that? Well, he was a master of also manipulating the audience. So we'll get into this later in composition, but essentially with placing the camera above the talent's eyes, it makes them appear smaller or frail or innocent. And so he was always manipulating the audience at every turn. Fascinating. Fascinating. All right, so we're moving into sequence. Now, a sequence is a series of shots taken at different times, edited together to appear as if it happens in one continuous flow. It also creates an emotional reaction from the audience. Now, linkage is taking two shots, piecing them together to make a relationship or idea. A sequence is taking a series of shots to create a continuous flow of events. So it's multiple linkages, it's multiple of those, right? This is your film. This is your broadcast story. This is your music video. This is your commercial. This is whatever you're trying to create. This is what it is, a sequence. It's a series of shots. Okay, so we have a sequence now. From there, we have our different shots. Now, it's important to understand these, so let's go over them. There's 3 basic shots, and from there, we get into more complex stuff, which I'll go over with my handy-dandy tool that you'll find out. It's pretty neat. But we have a wide shot, and a wide shot is from head to toe, and we abbreviate with the letters WS, a wide shot. And it sets the viewer up to answer the question, where are we? Typically, this happens at the very beginning of a scene or the very beginning of the film. It answers, where are we, right? We see the Grand Canyon. We know that we are in Illinois. That's right. Where's the Grand Canyon at? Arizona? I don't know. I was never into history or math. Who knows? We see the Eiffel Tower. Where are we? Paris, right? We see the front of Har-Ber High School. Where are we? Well, Springdale, Arkansas, right? So you get the idea. The wide shot sets us up. It's typically from head to toe or wider. It can be wider, okay? Let's move forward. Now we have a medium shot. Now, a medium shot is from waist up. We abbreviate that with the letters MS, medium shot, and it shows more body reaction. It allows for more emotion, and we call this conversational. Typically, when you see 2 people talking, it's probably from waist up. It allows for movement. Think we'll go over close up in a second, which is neck up, but think if you shot a conversation with neck up, right? Do you realize, you see how close it would be? It'd be like they're about to kiss at all times. That might be a funny script, I don't know. But so you have waist up is a medium shot. We also, a lot of old timers refer to this as a cowboy. Why do they call it a cowboy? I'll let you think about that for a second. Julie, go ahead. Yes? Yeah, that is correct, Julie. So in Western films, when they did Western films, everybody used to ride a horse, right? And so they would shoot them from waist up. So they called it a cowboy. Very good. Fun fact, a little FF for you. Moving forward, we have a close-up. Close-up is abbreviated with the letters CU. And this provides the viewer with facial expression. It helps pull the viewer into the program. It helps them feel what is happening. It adds emphasis to things. Okay? So Hitchcock, again, genius man, right? He had the idea that if you see it on screen, if it's a close-up on the screen, it should provide of the utmost importance. It should be of the utmost importance. Is that right? I don't have my English person here helping me, but it should be very important, right? So an example was he did a scene where a woman was in the bed, right? We cut to a shot, a close-up shot of a pill bottle with pills sprawled across the nightstand. Linkage, goes back to linkage, connecting those two together, we as an audience automatically assume, that's right, Chris, that she has overdosed on pills. Don't do drugs, kids. Okay, so the close-up adds importance. We cut to a tear rolling down somebody's cheek. There's the emotion. We cut to somebody's hand, right? That should show some importance to the film. Why do we see it? So that is your close-up. Here is, I should have prefaced this a long time ago, but all these videos we're going to see are like from like 2006. I know I need to update, but hey, it is what it is. Tomato, tomato, potato, banana. You get the idea, right? So we're just gonna watch this one. Here we go.
This is a wide shot. It shows the audience where you are. This is a medium shot used to show body language. This is a close-up used to show emotion.
I don't know about you, but that last shot, that was it. All right, so let's go here. We've got my drawing tool, so yes, my drawing is awesome. There is WS, there is our MS, and we've got a CU, right? So we have three basic shots: wide shot, WS, MS is medium shot, and CU is close-up. Now, from there, we can break it down into sub-shots. Some people like to do that. So, for instance, we would have a MWS. What is that? What is that? Give you time to think about it. Looks like MW5, but it's not. Here, I'll put a little there. Looks more like a 5. All right, so MWS, medium wide shot. MWS, medium wide shot. So let's think about this. If a wide shot is from head to toe and a medium shot is from waist up, what is a medium wide shot? Very good, Clarence. It is from knees up, right? So we just jump a next level. Head to toe, waist up, in between is knees up, right? So then we have another shot. M, C, U. Medium close-up. Very good. So what would a medium close-up be if a medium shot is waist up and a close-up is typically neck up? What is a medium close-up? Awesome, Fabrizio. Medium close-up is from chest up, right? Then we have this one. ECU, right? So extreme close-up. If a close-up is from neck up, what would an extreme close-up be? This is just like emphasis on specific items, right? Just the eyes. Extreme close-up of the hand would be just like a couple fingers or just one pill out of that pill bottle, right? So there's an extreme close-up. You could even do EWS. So we know extreme close-up. What is that one? EWS. Extreme wide shot. So if a wide shot is from head to toe, extreme wide shot would be way wider, right? We see everything. We see the Grand Canyon. We see all of the Eiffel Tower. The extreme wide shot would typically be like a city shot, like the size of a city, right? That's also referred to as a LS. Golly, that's a terrible writing skills. LS, not L9. That could be V9. It's an LS, all right? Long shot. That's what it is. Let's move forward. Get rid of this drawing stuff. All right, here we go. Screen direction. So screen direction, quite simply put, is the direction the object is moving on the screen. Okay, let's pull out my drawing tool. Here we go. So we either have somebody or something moving from left to right, or they could move from right to left. I mean, they could also move from down to up or up to down, right? So there's different ways they can move, but it's very important to note that whatever direction they are moving, the next shot, they must be moving in the same direction. They must be moving in the same direction. We'll go over this a lot throughout this lecture, but just know if they are starting here and they're moving from right to left, the next shot, they should be moving in the same exact direction. If not, if you change the direction and they're now moving this way, it looks like they just turn around and they're going the opposite direction. They're just walking in circles back and forth, right? Let me show you.
Screen direction is important because it shows the audience where we are going. Screen direction must be maintained throughout the scene. Notice, Hunter is moving from right to left.
Okay, pretty easy concept, so let me turn the volume down and we'll watch this together, but play it, there we go. So we have, we'll stop it right there, we have somebody that is moving from right to left. So the next shot, they should be moving in the exact same direction. Let's see. And right to left, yes they are. And are they moving the same direction? Right to left, come on, there we go. So why do we need to do this? Number one, like I said, we'll go over this more, but screen direction, continuity, rule of 180, those all apply. We'll go over those in a second. But it also is going to help collapse time and space. And again, I will go over that in just a few minutes. But just know for right now, the important thing is we need to be moving in the same exact direction. That is going to help you immensely. Now, let's move on to this one. Erase this. Continuity. Keeping all details the exact same between cuts. This could be talent, actors, this could be the outfits they're wearing, the jewelry they're wearing, their movement, are they looking the same way? Between shots, it needs to be the exact same. Why? Well, let's put this out there. So, how many of you have ever been to the movies? I know, it's been a long time. Back in the day, which was a Wednesday, we used to go to this place called a theater, where people would sit down and watch a movie on a giant screen. It was awesome. You guys have probably been. All right, so the movie theater is the most unique place, I think, out there. So crazy. Think about it. You walk into this room and you sit down in this dark room with, 400 other people, and they're all right next to you? And it never even occurs to you that this is odd. Like, you don't know this person sitting to your right or the left. You don't know who they are most of the time, unless you're with somebody. I go to the movies by myself, though. I don't have friends. I just got depressing. Anyway, you sit there for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and you watch this movie. And I don't know about you guys, but when I watch the movie, as I get more into the story, the screen starts to disappear. It starts to spread past my peripheral. And for that hour and a half to 2 hours, I feel like I am in that movie. I feel like I'm watching and I'm there in the movie Avatar. I feel like I'm being chased by that murderer. I feel like I'm a wizard in Harry Potter. And that's what our purpose is as storytellers, and it's called suspension of disbelief. For that hour and a half to 2 hours, you have captivated an audience and made them be a part of the world you have created. Pretty powerful stuff. Now, why do I bring that up for continuity? Well, if you have continuity errors, if their head movement changes or their hair's long in one shot and the next shot they got a haircut and it's cut different, what happens is snaps them out of the suspension of disbelief. They literally jolt and they go, what? What just happened? Right? And so they realize they're watching a movie. They're not part of your world anymore. So our job is to create this suspension of disbelief, and continuity errors cause havoc. I don't think there's a better example out there than this one right here. Let's take a look at this.
So they don't tell you in the church. When I was your age, they would say we could become cops or criminals. Today, what I'm saying to you is this. When you're facing a loaded gun, what's the difference?
What's the difference? Jack Nicholson, Departed. Great film. But did you see it? Did you see the continuity error? I'm going to turn down the volume. Let's watch it again from the beginning. Here we go. From the top. All right. He's walking in. He's basically talking to this kid, telling him it's okay to be a criminal. There's no real difference between the criminals and the police. Okay? What's the difference? Let's watch it one last time. If you have not spotted it yet, you're about to. So take a look at Jack Nicholson's mouth. What's he have in his mouth? It's a cigarette. And we're going to cut to the reverse shot. And all of a sudden, Shazam! What happened? It's gone. What's the difference? I could voice over. It's gone. Now, do you think this was an accident? Do you think Jack Nicholson goes, oh man, shoot, I had a cigarette. I got rid of it. My fault. Do you think the editor, I guarantee you the editor knew this, but do you think the editor sat there and goes, my bad, guys, I messed this one up? Absolutely not. Jack Nicholson is an A-list actor. He's been doing this for years. He knows all about the tricks. This was done on purpose, and Jack Nicholson, believe it or not, is notorious for doing things like this. When he gets mad at the director or he gets mad at other actors, he will do things like this just to break that suspension of disbelief, because he is a word that we can't use on school property. Yeah. I don't know what that word is, but you can imagine. I don't know. Anyway, what he does is, he'll take the cigarette out of his mouth, or he'll brush his hair just slightly different, or he'll roll up one of his sleeves just a little bit, right? And he does this on purpose, and what it does is it ruins the movie. It breaks the suspension of disbelief. You're no longer watching, or you're no longer a person in this film watching. You're just watching an imaginary film on screen. So that's why it's important to keep continuity the same. Moving forward. All right, 180-degree rule. Oh boy, this is probably one of the most difficult concepts to grasp. I still have trouble with it, believe it or not. And the only way to get better is when you start shooting, you're just going to start realizing that you're making the mistakes, and you're going to slowly start to fix it. But again, I still make this mistake, and people are like, hey, you're crossing the 180. But essentially, what it means is staying on one side of the object you're shooting. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? The 180-degree rule, staying on one side. Let me draw it out for you. So let's say you have, I'm going to try and draw this camera right. All right, well, it's on top of the screen. I don't like that positioning. Let's move it down. Yeah, there we go. That works. So let's say you have a camera right there. Well, the first shot establishes your 180-degree rule. So you have a camera there. You now have 180 degrees. That's close to 180 degrees as I can get, where you can place cameras wherever you want. Okay? So for shot one, you have, maybe it's two people. I'll go draw them. Draw on a person, draw on a person, draw on a person. There we go. Two people, right? So you're shooting two people on shot one. Maybe shot number two, you have a shot right here. Like you put the camera here and it's just shooting one of these people. Shot three, you put the camera over here. Shot four, you put the camera over here. Shot 5, maybe it's back here, right? So you can stay on this one side and you won't have any problems. When you'll have problems is if you decide to cross this 180-degree line and put the camera over here. Okay, so what does that do? Well, let's pretend you're watching a football game. You're sitting in the stands, the press box behind you. Okay, you see a player. You see a player catch the football, and now they are going to run the football back, and they're going to try and score a touchdown. There you go. Like all my terminology? I know, it's pretty good. So you have that player, and he's running, right? The camera, or you, are right here. So we see it. This person is moving from right to left. No problem, right? But then what happens is we cut to the camera on the other side of the stadium right here. And what happens is it looks like this person is now running this way. So mid-shot, it looks like the person turned around and is now running the opposite way and is going to score a touchdown for the other team. Okay, so that's why it's important that very first shot, whatever you do, the very first shot, if you put it, right, no, that's my arrow, sorry. The very first shot, if you put it here, and let's say you're shooting this way, okay? You're shooting this way. That means your 180 degree is now here. You have 180 degrees where you can put cameras wherever you want. It could be over here, it could be over here, it could be here, it could be here, right? You can put them wherever you want. The idea, though, is that you cannot cross this 180 and put the camera here. Otherwise, you're going to run into problems. Okay, I hope that helped a little bit. Hope it cleared it up. Moving forward, so we've got in and out of frame. This is when it allows an object to completely move out of the shot to allow them to travel wherever they may need. It can be used as a transition. This goes back to my comment where we are collapsing time and space. Okay, so what does that mean? Let me make sure that this audio is correct. It is. All right, here we go. Take a look.
In and out of frame is important because it allows you to travel places quickly. I want to go to the library. Now I'm in the library. How did I get here?
There you go. So the idea is that you're collapsing time and space. So let's do this shot, or this idea, right? So let's pretend the scene is you have a shot where a student is sitting at a desk in a classroom. The bell rings, they get up, they walk out the door, they walk down the hallway, they walk through the cafeteria, they walk down another hallway, and they get to the front office. Well, the front office, from my classroom to the front office, is about a quarter mile, believe it or not. That takes about 4 to 5 minutes to get to. Imagine how long that shot would be, and the audience would just be sitting there going, come on, we get it. He or she's walking, all right? Or you can collapse time and space as long as you maintain screen direction. So let's pull out the arrow tool. She should be moving from left to right. Let's find out if she
Allows
does.
you to travel places quickly. I want to go to the library.
Left to right, clears the frame, enters, left to right.
Now I'm in the library. How did I get
How
here?
did she get here? I don't know. Let's back it up. As long as you enter, or as long as the person exits the frame completely, you can have them enter the same direction as they were going and be wherever they want. Take a look. So she exits frame right, she must enter frame left. Make sure the screen direction's the same. And you can collapse time and space. Real simple trick to collapse time and space. All right, matching action. This is connecting movement between two different shots. So let's go back here. The best way I can do this, let's pretend you have a shot with two people, okay? So person one is over here, person two is over here, Okay, and what person one's going to do is they're going to take a ball and they're going to throw it. It's going to bounce, and it's going to bounce to person two. Pretty easy concept, right? So what we can have is shot one. Shot one will be person one. Okay, and they bounce. They throw the ball towards the ground. There's shot one. Shot two is the ball continuing to bounce. It actually hits the floor. Whoa, sorry guys. It actually hits the floor and bounces up. Okay, and then shot three, we have the person again. And the ball is going to bounce into the frame, continue to bounce, and they catch it. So there's 3 shots. All of those are matching action. I don't know what this is. Ignore this at the bottom. Gosh, I feel like a dunce here. There we go. Okay, so you've got those 3 shots. The important thing is you should see that all of these are continuing the action. Okay, so if we take a look at this shot, let's take a look again.
Hey, how about a pencil? Yeah, sure. Here you go.
Pretty easy concept, right? Let me turn the volume down so I can talk to you guys. Off. All right, so shot 1, we have this person. Hey, do you have a pencil? Shot 2, there's the person. He's going to take out the pencil, and as he's handing it to him, we cut to shot 3. And he continues handing it to him. There you go. Matching action. Okay? Seamless. Jump cuts. These are shots that are similar, but when edited together, they make an abrupt change. And the easiest way to fix this, it's going to be hard until you actually get footage and you're editing this or you're shooting. But you must change the angle by 45 degrees or change the lens size by 30 millimeters. That's the easy fix. So if I can illustrate, let's go back to the black screen here. If I can illustrate for you, let's say you have a camera right here. Right? Easy. We're shooting this way. Okay. So we're shooting that way. There's your camera. Now, if you want to keep continuity and don't have a jump cut, you got to place it 45 degrees. So you could put it over here or you could put it over here. That's an easy fix. Those are about 45 degrees away, right? So those are easy fix. What you don't want to do is put the camera like right here. Do you see how it's pretty much the exact same shot? It's just been moved over a couple inches. So it's going to look very abrupt when you edit that together. So you definitely do not want to put the cameras that close. If you're going to change a shot, change the shot, actually make some movement, make an effort to do something completely different. All right. And there you have it, guys. That was Editing 101. You should be pretty familiar now with the idea. If you don't know anything else, if you didn't take anything else away from this other than my soothing voice, I heard some people listen to my voice and it puts them to sleep at night. It's very calming. I don't know if that's true. If you didn't take away anything else, I hope you took away linkage, the concept of taking 2 unrelated shots and piecing them together to create a new emotion or idea. I hope you remember old Hitchcock. Sequence is putting everything together. That's multiple linkages, right? We went over wide shot, medium shot, close up, and that you can make sub shots. We talked about screen direction, and that's the object that they're moving. If they're moving from right to left, they should continue moving from right to left. If they're moving from left to right, they should continue moving left to right. Continuity is keeping all the details the same, and we went over our example with Jack Nicholson. 180-degree rule, keeping everything on one side. You have 180 degrees to move your camera around. In and out of frame allows you to collapse time and space. Matching action is matching the movement between 2 different actions. And then jump cuts, of course, make sure you move your camera by 45 degrees. I hope you guys took something away from that. I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope you had some fun. I hope it made it interesting. If not, Oh, I'm sorry. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always available to you guys. If not, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.